The discovery of Uranus in 1781 by the German-born British astronomer William Herschel marked a pivotal moment in the history of astronomy. It was the first planet discovered in modern times and the first to be found using a telescope, fundamentally altering humanity's understanding of the solar system. This momentous event not only expanded the boundaries of the known universe, but also heralded a new era of astronomical exploration. Before the discovery of Uranus, the solar system was thought to consist of 6 planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. These planets were visible to the naked eye and had been known since antiquity. Astronomy at the time was largely focused on refining the understanding of these celestial bodies and their motions. The Copernican revolution and the work of scientists like Galileo, Kepler, and Newton had already transformed the field, but the idea that there could be more planets beyond Saturn was not widely considered. Astronomical instruments in the 18th century were improving, and telescopes were becoming more sophisticated. The invention of the reflecting telescope by Isaac Newton in the late 17th century had set the stage for deeper exploration of the heavens. By the mid-18th century, astronomers were using these tools to study celestial phenomena with unprecedented precision. However, the identification of new planets required not just advanced instruments, but also keen observational skills and a willingness to challenge existing paradigms. William Herschel was born in Hanover, Germany, in 1738 and later moved to England, where he pursued a career as a musician. Fascinated by astronomy, Herschel began constructing his own telescopes to observe the night sky. His meticulous craftsmanship allowed him to build some of the most powerful telescopes of his time. By the 1770s, he had become a dedicated amateur astronomer, spending countless nights observing and cataloging stars and other celestial objects. Herschel's passion for astronomy was supported by his sister, Caroline Herschel, who became an accomplished astronomer in her own right. The siblings formed a formidable team, with Caroline assisting in observations, recording data, and even making her own discoveries. On the evening of March 13, 1781, William Herschel was conducting a systematic survey of the night sky from his garden in Bath, England. Using a homemade reflecting telescope with an aperture of 6.2 inches, he was examining stars in the constellation Gemini. During his observations, Herschel noticed an object that appeared different from the fixed stars around it. It was not a pinpoint of light like a star, but instead exhibited a small disk, suggesting it was closer to Earth. Initially, Herschel thought he had discovered a comet. He recorded his observations, noting the object's movement relative to the background stars over several nights. Comets were known to exhibit motion, but this object's movement was slow and steady, unlike the typically erratic motion of a comet. Furthermore, the object lacked the tail usually associated with comets. Herschel communicated his findings to other astronomers, including Neville Maskelyne, the Astronomer Royal, and Anders Johann Lexell, a prominent mathematician and astronomer. Through collaborative observations and calculations, it became clear that the object's orbit was nearly circular, consistent with a planet rather than a comet. By late 1781, the astronomical community had reached a consensus. Herschel had discovered a new planet, the first since antiquity. Herschel initially proposed naming the planet Georgium Sidus, George's star, in honor of King George III of England, who had become his patron. This name was unpopular outside Britain, as it reflected nationalistic sentiment rather than a universal approach to naming celestial objects. Other names were suggested, including Herschel, in honor of the discoverer. Ultimately, the planet was named Uranus, following the convention of naming planets after figures from classical mythology. Uranus was the Greek god of the sky and the father of Saturn, aligning the new planet with the existing mythological framework of the solar system. The name Uranus was first proposed by the German astronomer Johann Alertbode, who argued that it was consistent with the mythological naming scheme and emphasized the planet's position beyond Saturn. The discovery of Uranus had profound implications for astronomy and science as a whole. It was the first indication that the solar system was larger than previously thought and that there could be more planets awaiting discovery. Uranus's discovery also highlighted the power of telescopic observations, showcasing the potential of technology to expand human knowledge. Uranus's orbit presented anomalies that could not be fully explained by the gravitational influence of known planets. These irregularities eventually led to the discovery of Neptune in 1846, further expanding the solar system and confirming the predictive power of Newtonian mechanics. The discovery also inspired a surge of interest in astronomy among the public and the scientific community. Herschel's achievement demonstrated that individuals with modest resources but great determination could make groundbreaking discoveries. It encouraged amateur astronomers to take up the challenge of exploring the heavens and contributed to the professionalization of astronomy as a discipline. Following its discovery, Uranus became the subject of intense study. Early observations revealed that the planet had a bluish-green color due to the presence of methane in its atmosphere. Its size and mass were found to be much larger than Earth's, but smaller than Jupiter and Saturn. Uranus's unusual axial tilt, approximately 98 degrees, was another intriguing feature, leading to extreme seasonal variations. In 1787, Herschel discovered two moons of Uranus, later named Titania and Oberon. These were the first moons discovered around Uranus, and their detection further demonstrated Herschel's skill as an observer. Over the centuries, additional moons and a faint ring system were discovered, revealing Uranus to be a complex and dynamic world. The discovery of Uranus remains one of the most significant milestones in the history of astronomy. It marked the beginning of a new era of planetary discovery and opened the door to the exploration of the outer solar system. Herschel's achievement demonstrated the importance of curiosity, perseverance, and technological innovation in advancing human knowledge. Today, Uranus is studied by astronomers using ground-based telescopes, space telescopes like the Hubble Space Telescope, and planetary missions such as Voyager 2, which flew past Uranus in 1986. These studies continue to reveal new insights into the planet's atmosphere, magnetic field, and interior structure, as well as its moons and rings. The discovery of Uranus also serves as a reminder of the boundless possibilities of exploration. It encourages us to look beyond the familiar, to question assumptions, and to seek out new worlds and new knowledge. In this sense, the legacy of William Herschel's discovery extends far beyond the boundaries of the solar system, inspiring generations of scientists and dreamers to reach for the stars.